Hello, 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 hello. I was just on the air on a different project. Now I had to alternate this and show a project that actually looks like it's worth your time, not that garbage of LockPay, but now the opposite. So what I was saying is that was the example of what not to do in cryptocurrency, in my opinion. Now I want to talk about an example of what I think is actually worth your time in cryptocurrency. And so we're going to get into this. Let me go ahead and build. What I need to do is build my layout so that you can see at least some of this. I'm not going to show all of it because I do want you to go and check it out on your own time and at your own speed. But I want to pull up a couple of things about this project so that we've got something to talk about. The project that I'm going to be covered is called French Connection Finance. If you want to check out their site, it's French Connection Finance. FrenchConnection.finance to be very specific. So check them out on their website if you want to follow along with what I'm talking about here. This project, it came to my attention from PooCoin, and I was skeptical because it came to my attention from PooCoin. It's on the Binance Smart Chain. But when I dug into their site, I was extremely impressed with what I saw. And it told me these guys are actually serious about what they're trying to do. But I was struggling in a couple of places. Now, this is a very well-built project. So my analysis is less about the project itself and more about the fundamentals of what they delivered compared to things like that LockPay garbage. So I want you to follow along in how their presentation is for the users rather than the money you can make, if that makes any sense. Again, this is on the Binance Smart Chain. This project does a couple different things. If you go to their site, they have some sections, one for new holders, which gives you access to the white paper, tells you how to purchase it, tells you at a high level what they're doing. They did doxing, they did KYCing, they did all these different things, and then they go into the tokenomics. Arguably one of the best designed websites I think I've ever seen in all of cryptocurrency. And that's saying something because, of course, I'm a big fan of tokens like Everrise, for example. They have a very nice website. But there's slim few that are built like this, where just everything is laid out so perfectly. Like it's just perfect, pristine. So I looked at the tokenomics. There's a 10% transaction fee, which splits to dividends, marketing, and liquidity pools. It doesn't look like it has reflections, from what I can tell. It looks like it just has staking rewards, as far as I can tell. So basically, you purchase your FNF, and it's Binance, so you purchase from PancakeSwap. After you do the purchase, then you hold it in your wallet and you get Binance BNB rewards. They actually went into details in their white paper about why they chose BNB as a revenue share as opposed to the core token, that being, of course, stability of value. Now, of course, BNB is not really stable value either, but it's certainly valued much more value than the core token. Their white paper it's up there in one of the best white papers I've seen. I can't argue that it's the greatest because Parabolic has not been surpassed, but it's one of the best white papers I think I've ever seen. If you get a chance, check out their white paper to see what I'm talking about. When I'm looking for the criteria for really good white papers, this is one of the best. It tells you everything you need to know about what it is, what it's doing, why they exist. It's very nicely formatted, clean, easy to read, easy to flow. This project actually has a bunch of project components to it. First is a payment gateway. So what they were trying to do is build the ability to create plugins and create portals for crypto purchasing. They actually reached out on social media to the SHIB army to get a payment burn portal built for them to help the burn of SHIB to get the price down, and then basically take some of the profits and redistribute them to holders of the FCF token. So this is utility 101, is you as an investor in this token get some of the benefit rewards as people use this utility for purchasing crypto of any kind. FCF NFT, they have a specific NFT line. Again, these are dogs. I'm not really a fan of the NFT dogs. I understand why they're doing it, but I'm not a really fan of it. But there could be people out there that actually like the artwork and want to buy into the NFTs. And then FCF Casino. I mentioned on Parabolic project about the casino concept. So they're talking about creating a casino, and they say that this would accept any cryptocurrency. So like with Parabolic, you would need the Parabolic token to participate in their casino. in what they're doing. They're saying you'll be able to use any cryptocurrency or accept any cryptocurrency to play the games, a loyalty store to win physical rewards, and then an affiliate program to earn rewards as people are playing the games while you're asleep. One of the games is already live. It's called FCF Poker. So if you wanted to get a sense of kind of what they're building visually, you can check that in there now. Everybody knows poker. Everybody is aware of poker. So if you wanted to get in on poker, it's a good way to kind of jump in, especially if they're allowing you to do it with any cryptocurrency. It means you're not limited to having the FCF token. When I looked at the roadmap that they have, it's on the main page. The roadmap gives different phases for where they're going as a project. They're already on major exchanges. So I believe I saw LBank on there. I believe I saw Hotbit on there. Wouldn't surprise me. Yeah, LBank, Hotbit. So you can buy it from an exchange, the FCF token, or you can buy it directly from PancakeSwap. So they already have exposure outside of the regular DCEN space. As part of their growth now, as they build out these different utilities, the table that they give you for the roadmap is exactly what I want to see. I encourage you to take a look at what they built. It's a table. It tells you exactly the month and year, basically, what they're going to do, what's its current status, and then what, at a high level, how does this benefit me? It's an amazing roadmap. No project I can think of comes close to the roadmap for this project. Please check it out. Absolutely. Like, to me, this is the standard. That these guys have created a new standard for everybody in cryptocurrency, every token project to step up their game on what a roadmap is supposed to be, because this is what a roadmap is supposed to be. When you look at it, check it out and see what they've got going on. And they've got a lot that's still on deck, all ending with a blockchain that they want to create. I don't know that they'll be successful with everything that they're talking about, because it is quite lofty in what they're trying to do. But the fact that they laid it out with dates, target dates for different things and statuses, and even the business case, the use case, the value to the investor, this is the standard by any project should be held to. So like if I look at this one and I compare this to what Saitama, for example, puts out, it's not close. Here, I can see they're doing a lot, but they tell me what the value is of what it is that they're doing to me as an individual investor. Saitama just says, we just want to do this because we think it's cool, and puts out a video and doesn't tell me what's the value to me as an investor, and then it loses investor sentiment as a result. It is fully CertiK audited, so you can check that out as well, just for confidence that they're legitimate. And its price has been steadily increasing. It's got a reasonably low volume given the current bear market that we're suffering under as it stands. And then with everything happening with Luna, of course, it is expected that they'd be somewhat on the lower tier, but seems like they're holding reasonably steady. They did the ad campaign on PooCoin and a couple other places just to increase awareness in the project. I would argue, though, that it's had challenges in sustaining success over time. So what we see is that it launched really strong, as with every other project, and it's been able to go above water. So it's been able to go in the green on multiple occasions, but it's never able to sustain the green, and then interest tapers off. But the rate of it declining is slower than other projects. We're not seeing it completely crap out like other projects. It's still staying reasonably above water over time. I suspect this is part of the burn that they're doing as part of the tokenomics that's keeping it at a reasonable level. It peaked up and it never hit. The one thing about the peak, the all-time, it never hit, from what I can tell. You know, sometimes they'll get unreasonable to like $50 or something. It never got anywhere near that high. It got down to 3 zeros, and it's been pretty much close to the 3-0 mark ever since its launch back in, January or December of last year. So I'm looking at it as a stable project. I'm looking at it as there's stability that they built into it, where it doesn't completely crap out like many of the other projects do, and it doesn't unreasonable pump like many of the other projects do. They're building a lot of utilities. Their roadmap is pretty clean and clear, and there's a lot of things being built over time around this. The only criticism I might even have, and it's a minor nitpick at best, is I don't know that the name tells people what it is that they do. Like, I might have chosen a different name versus French Connection Finance. I don't know what that means, and that's a nitpick at best, like I said. Everything else, I am ecstatic at what I see in the things that they're building. I like the roadmap. I love the roadmap. Love the roadmap. I love the fact that they've got on their site real names, real descriptions of who the people are, unlike other projects, and they have LinkedIn accounts. So you can research the credentials of the people behind the project. John Nazer, he's 10 years experience in business development. Joe Parkin, CMO. Alex Trudeau, PR director. Salman Rai, operations and development. You can't think of another project that tries to present itself as a legitimate business other than maybe Everrise, and even Everrise didn't go to this detail like these guys are doing. I was greatly impressed at the presentation on this one. That's what stands out with this one. Check it out. FrenchConnection.finance. If you get a moment, I encourage you to check out their site and see if you see what I'm seeing in just the professionalism of their site and the messaging and their utility and everything that they're building, and especially the white paper. Look at the white paper. When I say one of the best white papers in the business, these guys are certainly up there in the white paper. They spent a lot of time putting this together, and it's clear that they're serious. Being on the Binance Smart Chain is going to hold them back a little bit, not because of anything other than right now the Binance Smart Chain's had a lot of scams, and that's not their fault. It is what it is. So I would like to see them bridge to other networks just to increase the credibility. I'd like to see them get on Ethereum at some point, and don't stay on Binance. Binance, I love Binance myself, but I also recognize there's a lot of scams, and it's going to turn people off if they see it's only a Binance token. And I think that the marketing on PooCoin might make people think that it's another scam or a pump and dump, whereas I can tell it's pretty clear from what I see at least. This is no pump and dump, ladies and gentlemen. These guys are here to stay. Whether they succeed is going to be the open question. Can they succeed in everything that they're doing? It's not a matter of whether they want to succeed. It's whether they can succeed. There's a lot of competition, a lot of projects out there where the motivation is to get rich and less of a desire to wait for those long plays, which is what this one is. This is a long play. This one is one where you're going to have to be patient with it over, I'm going to say, probably the next couple of years, and just kind of let it marinate and see where it goes. That's not to turn you off on it. That's not to steer you away from it. That's not to tell you anything other than I think it's a long play. Just like Everrise is a long play, NG is a long play. There's some out there that just you're going to have to wait before you see any appreciable value out of them, in my opinion. And I'm truly hoping that I'm proven wrong by some of these projects that they have all the best intentions. They have the best website, the best design, best everything else. But just the timing in which they were released or the timing in which they're trying to thrive, we're in a very difficult time. And I don't want to see them give up. That would be my biggest fears. I don't want to see them give up because of the bear season that we're in. I want to see them hold the course, keep strong, keep building what you're doing, because I love what I see. And hopefully we get out of the bear season sooner rather than later. So check them out, FrenchConnection.finance on the Binance Smart Chain. See what you think about it. See if you agree with what I see. I personally see that there's something here. I'm not really sure what that something is per se, but the utility, the website, the white paper, the about, the roadmap, everything about it to me screams a lot of thought was put into this. A lot of time was taken to build this out, and they want it to succeed in the big picture. And I think it's worth taking a look, if nothing else, for a long play as one of your long portfolio plays in your wallet, and just sit on it and see what happens, especially when Bitcoin is able to recover. I believe this one's going to be one that starts jumping back up in popularity. And if it's true that they're doing the burns the way they describe, I don't see a reason why this one does not go to, quote, the moon, if it's done right. FrenchConnection.finance on the Binance Smart Chain. That's all I got for my lives today. I have to go and get this published up for Casual Talk Radio. Thank you for those that dialed in live. If you don't, you can always catch it on the recording after the fact, which will be published here shortly to YouTube. If you're hearing crackling, I apologize. We've isolated that it's YouTube. We have to change the hardware, and we will be working on that, but we have been working to improve the quality with them. But it's a YouTube issue, so it's not anything I can directly fix at the moment. I apologize, but I still thank you for dialing into the lives when we do publish them. Just so you know, we try to standardize on 5 p.m. Pacific each day to start doing live recordings just to keep it consistent. So if you do want to check in on those, we will pretty much consistently try to stick with that. And